Hi friends, this is your Python partner here. So today let's see what is object-oriented programming as well as classes in that. Okay, so see, what is object-oriented programming? It is nothing but we are actually breaking down the complex task into smaller and more manageable parts. Okay, so making it easier to understand and as well work with our code. So this is the essence of object-oriented programming. So for example, let's imagine like this. As you are developing the virtual game, okay, so here you just got to develop several characters, okay. There could be wizards, warriors, thieves, etc. So if we normally write the program, there could be so many complex connections with each characters and their functionalities, right? So it will as well make your code looks more complicated, isn't it? So when coming to object oriented programming, each character can be divided as each class, okay. Example, yes, class wizard, class warrior, class thieves, etc. Okay, so here our task of creating a big virtual game is already divided into smaller tasks, right? So here each class could be concentrated and developed well, and any number of persons can work individually on that class as well, right? So here in object oriented programming, the code is well organized. Don't you think so? Can you understand here? Yeah. So each class is like a blueprint by using which we can create object or instance of any numbers, and this process of creating that objects or instance from a class is called instantiation. Okay, just get used to all these terms because from here on we'll be using this terms so often. Okay friends, yeah. So, when coming to class, each class has things and it does things. Okay. So, what does it means when the class has something? Meaning what special thing it has, and that is called attributes. So, attributes are nothing but a variable. Everything that a variable is will be applied to this attributes as well. Okay, it's just these variables can be accessed by the instances that we create from the class, and it is called attributes. Maybe you can just think like we are just going to call these variables attributes. Okay, yeah. So now we have seen what a class has. Okay, and what it was? Yes, it was our attributes. And now what a class does. These things are called methods. So methods are nothing but functions. So all the things that you studied about functions will be applied to this methods. It is like you can take like this as well. Like functions associated with a class is called a method. Okay, yeah. See this example. So this is a small class, okay, and it is just a hall ticket distribution function is going to happen here, and this is how the class definition needs to be. Okay, so by convention, capitalized names refer to classes in Python. Okay, so for that student, in that S is capital, fine. Okay, and it is followed by a dot string. Yes, it is in convention, right? So we need to know what this class is actually doing. So it will be very easy when other programmers are seeing your program. So always make sure that you write doc strings. It will be good. And see, this is the init method. Okay, and it's the method the Python runs automatically when we create a new instance from that. Okay, and this has two leading and two trailing underscores. So don't miss that. If not, the program will give you errors which will be very difficult to identify. Okay, so then in this method definition, see, there are some parameters, and in that self need to be the first parameter before any other parameters. Okay, so here you have to always be cautious. So whenever the Python calls this method, the self parameter will be passed automatically. So we just have to provide the values for other parameters. So the attributes which are prefixed with self is available to every method in the class, as well as it can be accessible through all the instances that we create from this. And as well, methods which has self parameter can be accessible through instances, as well as it will also be available to other methods in the class. Fine. See. So that's what. And see this method hall ticket. Yes. So it is nothing but just it is going to print something like a name of that person, an ID as their semester details, like a hall ticket has been issued. So that is what, just it is going to display something. Nothing more functionalities inside this hall ticket method. Fine. See, these are the lines where we create instances or objects from the class student. So see, student 1 is equal to student of Anita 200 and third. So here student of, it is the class for which or from which we are creating the instance, and we are providing the arguments. As I already told you, self will be automatically passed. So this values Anita 200 and third will be Yes, fix it to all that values. So once when this call occurs, what happens? This init of method will create that object. Okay. And here the self dot name, the value will be Anita. Self dot ID, the value will be fixed with 200. The self dot sim, the value will be fixed with third. Fine. After creating that instance, it is returned and it is assigned to this variable name student1. Okay. So we can now access any attribute in that class with the student1 variable. Okay. See in this line, we have done that. The instance name is student1 dot notation and then the attribute that we want to access. So I have accessed the name here. So it's just going to print that student1 dot name is the first one to receive the hall ticket. Okay, so obviously student 1 has been created with the values Anita 203. So the output will be like Anita is the first one to receive the hall ticket. Fine. And below we have created another 3 different instances, and not only 3 but any number of instances could be created from the class. Okay, see the student1 dot hall ticket op. So this is how we can access the methods in the class through our created instance. Got it? And see, this is the output. You can see that very clearly. So Anita, all the best, and ID number 200, your hall ticket for the third semester. And the next line, as we have accessed the attribute name using our instance, right? So Anita is first one to receive the hall ticket. Fine. Then all other instances like Ram, all the best, ID number 313, your hall ticket for the 5th semester. Then Sam, all the best, your ID number 504, your hall ticket for 7th semester. And Hari, all the best, ID number 102, your hall ticket for the 1st semester. Fine? Yes. So each class here represents a smaller focused task or a responsibility within the larger system. Okay, so by wrapping or encapsulating the related data and functionality within each class, we can isolate and address specific aspects of the problem domain more effectively. And so I hope you really understand how useful the object-oriented programming is. So using that, we could write classes for any real world problems or situations, and we can just create objects from that. So when we write classes with different functionalities, it could be used by other programmers to extend that functionality into their program as well. You could work vice versa. So that is very useful. And as well, if you see in modules like Turtle and Inter as well, so much of other modules, we have different classes which was already written by other programmers, and we can use that and implement all that functionalities in our created programs. Like we could create games or software or whatever it is. So this is how object-oriented programming makes your life more easier. Okay. So I really hope you understand the concepts that we discussed today. So just play with the concepts and get used to all the terms that we discussed. So yes, and try to write some small programs and try to implement all these things that we discussed today and see how the output comes, and just play around and create some intentional errors like of course, you could just intentionally forget the underscores in that init method and see what are the errors it is coming. So just play with the program. So it is fun, okay? So you'll be get used to all these things very easily. So don't worry, programming is always fun when we learn it with fun. So yes, just love programming and fall in love with it, and you're just going to be awesome. So as always, I used to say, yes, summer is smiling at us so badly right now. So make sure you are well hydrated and have fun with programming. So friends, do subscribe to join me here in this journey of learning. Let's make this journey more interesting. And don't forget to like and share the video. Bye-bye and take care.